walkthrough of all the riffs from Legends, and the guitar tab is also online, so you can download it. The opening riff is all played around the 7th fret up until the drums come in, at which point you start adding notes an octave lower. You could play the same thing in the same position, but for me I chose to move it all over here. It makes it a little harder because you got to jump across the neck a few times. First riff has this little, it's basically an A major chord, but you play each note twice. The second guitar riff is something that I do a lot. It's basically thirds against an open note on the guitar, or against a pedal tone. In this case it's A major. Now the problem with doing this is that that chord sometimes doesn't sound like it's in tune, so you basically have to down tune the G string a little bit. Now the problem is when you get to certain other chords in the song or even in the same riff, your guitar is a little out of tune. This comes up when you get down to here. I usually have to bend the high string, in this case the G, up a little bit. One of the ideas that I use in composing is called motif development. Basically, a motif is smaller than a melody, it's just a few notes. And in this case it would be this. That was written, that appears in one of the riffs that I wrote. I tend to call it the interlude. It's after the guitar solo and goes like this. So that right there. Once I had that, I wrote another version that's also in D major down here. And then there's another version in B minor. Right there. And then for part of the solo, I also use the same thing, although it's kind of upside down this time. And part of the point of doing this is it makes the music sound different but familiar at the same time, and more importantly, as a composer, you use more of your material over again. You know, a good idea is hard to come by, so you may as well make the most out of each one you get. Another idea that comes up a lot in classical music is using a sequence, which is basically repeating the same thing at different pitch levels. So, for example, that would be one, that would be another one. So, of course, that's a short sequence, it's only two, but you get the basic idea. And that sequence is basically how I wrote the rhythm guitar part for the solo. Not only does it do it there, but when it changes keys back to D major. Each one of those is basically the same thing. So this song is held together with that little melodic motif and the key changes. It's something I got from classical music, and you sometimes hear this on popular music as well. Basically, you can do chord progressions within a section, but you can also have your sectional changes function the same way as a chord progression. So if your first section is in D major, as is the case here, and your second section is in A major, and then your third section is in D major again, you've gone D, A, D, or basically 1, 5, 1. And that's what we're doing in the beginning of the song. The first three sections do the same thing.
Thank